Hey, everybody, welcome. It is time for our week 3 weekly walkthrough. Just a couple of reminders this week in particular. Of course, Monday is a holiday, and Thursday I will be leaving for California and will not be back until Wednesday, the 10th. So I will have my phone and my computer and all that stuff. So I will be checking email and everything as usual. But if I'm a little slower than usual getting back to you, that is why, because I'm in California. So anyway, let's take a look at what's happening in week 3 together. All right. So in week 3, you have the discussion board on social media and the professional world is due, as is the professional writing portfolio. So this is our second portfolio type of document, and this one in particular, I am going to insist that you utilize words, headings, and subheadings and create a table of contents as well. So I will show you that in this walkthrough, how to accomplish those wonderful things. So let's take a look at the module itself. So week 3, let me go ahead and close these up. There we go. Week 3, overview and learning materials. This week, you do have some additional reading in our textbook, specifically about ethical and legal obligations, and also writing collaboratively and social media. And then finally, pages 33 through 58 cover the variety of business writing that we're going to be doing. So we're going to be practicing business writing throughout the week. You're going to also be looking at your grade feedback on the experience and interest inventory, because that one is one that you will be able to submit for revision if you so desire. So there's a thing here to show you how to find that feedback. We have a video on social media and professionalism, some business letter basics, which I really highly recommend you look at. People get business letters wrong all the time, and I think it's because there's so much conflicting information online about it. And then another link on workplace communication. So those are your items to get you ready to complete both the discussion board and the um, portfolio. So let's take a look at both of the assignments. Oh, I went too far. There it is. I'm just scrolling. So this discussion board is again about social media. And basically you're writing a short essay about how you utilize social media, how you see it in the role in our society and that sort of thing. So there's some guiding questions there that you can respond to. The last two of which I find very interesting, and people definitely have different opinions. So feel free to share yours. Do you believe that employers should have access to the social media content for all their employees? Why or why not? And do you believe that comments made on social media should be monitored or censored? Why or why not? So those are some kind of interesting topics that I look forward to reading about with everybody. So that's the discussion board. As usual, your response is due at the end of week 3, and then you have an additional week to respond to 2 or more of your classmates. Okay. The other assignment is the bigger one, the professional writing portfolio. And as I mentioned, this, like the inventory, is a APA styled Word document. You don't have to create it in Microsoft Word, but it does need to be saved as a Microsoft Word document. And you do need to create headings, subheadings, and utilize the table of contents feature. Word does all that. Now, if you're using something else, I might suggest looking at a video on YouTube to help you with it. I have found that most things on a computer I can get information about on YouTube. So, but I'm going to show you how to set this up really quickly. And I'm also going to share a sample document with you in in the announcement. So just in terms of setting it up though, I want to show you blank document. So let's start from scratch. Remember, we are using APA. APA formatting is plain double spaced. Now, we're going to use single spacing a lot in this particular document because we are writing business letters and things that would not be in double spacing, but the document setup itself, we're going to follow APA. So we're going to go ahead and hit no spacing, change this to double. We are going to hit enter a few times and we're going to center the title in bold print. Let's see, professional writing portfolio. Now, I have not changed the font on this. If you want to change the font to Times New Roman 12, you certainly can. That is what many teachers will say is the only way that you can turn stuff in. I don't think that's true, but it's okay. The rest of the first page information, I'm going to get some of this wrong, I think, because I have the old version in my head. So I'm going to, oh, and I'm also not screen sharing, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to share this screen along with the other one. And then I'm also going to pull up the sample document so that I can make sure I get it correct. So bear with me for just a moment. I have a lot of files on my computer, so sometimes it takes a moment to find these. Let's see. Okay, there it is. All right, so the next item is your name. In honor of the good recent news for a member of my favorite football team and also the great and powerful Taylor Swift, we're going to use her as our sample student today. Next is Department of English, except I can't spell. Lake Sumter State College. By the way, the sample document that I will give you guys is in Times New Roman 12. So if you want to just use that as your template, you're welcome to do so. Like I said, many faculty members will insist that you use that. So if you want to get in the habit, that is certainly fine. And then the date, I'm just going to use Monday's date. So September 1st. 2025. Okay. We also need the page number in the header, and that's one reason why I usually just use the default font, because if I don't change it, it will not be the right font. So we're going to hit insert. We're going to put the page number, and we want it at the top on the right. So easy peasy. All right. So this is what the cover page, the title page will look like. We're going to insert a page break. We're going to not hit enter until we get to a new page. We're going to actually insert a page break. And then we're going to start our document. So what's going to happen is you're going to use headings and subheadings to break things down. So we're going to have a heading of I'm just going to use a sample here really quick because I just want to, I'm going to show you the real one that's already finished, but we're going to have business letters and we're going to have more than one. And so the first one is, let me double check and make sure. Oh gosh, I can't remember which is which. Let's put request. Okay, so this would be a heading 2, sorry. Now, because you want the business letter to be on its own page, we are going to hit return again, and we are going to insert a page break. Now, you're going to then put that letter on this page, and it will not take up more than one page. So I'm gonna pretend I've written a whole letter. We're gonna insert another page break, and then I'm gonna put a new subheading number 2 for letter number 2. Okay, I'm just going to call it that. Again, I'm going to put the letter on a brand new page. So that is kind of how you're going to treat each one of these. And the reason that you're going to do that, sorry, my phone is ringing. The reason you're going to do that is because we're going to also use a table of contents. So right here in front of where it says business letter, we're going to use the insert menu, and we're going to click on page. Nope, it's not page. I think it's under references. Yeah, there it is, under references. We're going to click on table of contents, and it doesn't really matter what style. We'll just click this one. So now the table of contents is going to be directly on page 2, and then this needs to move to the next page. The reason you want to do it this way, and you're not just manually hitting enter and you're not putting things where they don't go, is that you want this table to automatically do the page numbers for you. Let me share the other document so that you can see what the full version looks like. You also will have access to that in your in the announcement. So this one is the real one. I can write professionally, Mary Jones. You can see that there is a page number. We have all the information on page 1. We have the table of contents, and then I have done it. Now, on memorandum, which is the first item in the assignment, you don't need to put that on its own page. Professional emails, you don't need to put that on their own page. Professional text, you don't need to put that on its own page. Business letters, though, definitely include a heading for each business letter separately so that they show properly, because you want the business letter to actually be a fully formatted business letter that starts on the next page. So hopefully that makes sense. If you do have questions about it, let me know. I do have some information in the stuff that will help you with it, but that should give you the tools that you need. If the table of contents thing is not perfect on this one, it's okay, but we are going to continue to utilize that. So it is something that you will need to get used to and start using throughout the rest of the course. So, all right. Everybody take care, and I will see you. Well, I'll see you before I get back from California, but I will see you more when I get back from California. Everybody have a good week.